really more the concept of what it is we're doing here as entities on planet Earth, number one, but if you don't want to sound that deep. This is conscious people dealing with this information. It comes down to, well, what's the point? What are you really trying to change here? You know what I mean? The furthest people get is usually their behavior, as if this is the whole goal of dealing with your ancient science, to have to update your social behavior, you know, with names, more hoteps, more exclaiming that the black woman is the queen and the goddess. Even better yet, 100 more ways to condemn white people for being who and what they are. And it brings to mind something my sister said to me one time. I'm complaining about my cat. My cat did this, it's fucked up, blah, 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 blah. Complaining about my own cat. And basically she said these words: how are you mad at a cat for being a motherfucking cat? To me, that shit, at the time, that shit was profound. Why am I mad, or how can I even be mad at a cat for doing cat shit? He's scratching my shit, I'm mad. But he's a cat, and that's what cats do. Why is this? This isn't a code. How does he know how to do this? The same shit the next cat is doing across the street for years. It's because this information has been handed down to him in his DNA, in his genes. That's who he is. Until but we do know this: a cat can train. You've seen motherfucking dolphins doing tricks. You've seen an elephant in a tutu at the circus. You see a lion in a cage with a bunch of men doing whatever those men say. Those men's. You also seen seals playing horns. None of this, which is in their nature, but in the circus, we know it's through abuse, trauma, repetition, and symbols, but they cannot speak a language. That's how they change, and that's some of the things I teach in my class. Those are the ways even humans are changed: repetition, trauma, and symbols. So you have your hieroglyphs of symbols. You have your repetition. How did you learn your ABCs? A, B, C, D, E, F. You kept saying it through repetition. And when people doubt that, I always say, well, if you know your ABCs, say them backwards. And nobody says them backwards because you don't know them. You memorize them in a certain repetitious way. All right? And the third thing is trauma. I explain trauma. Trauma is something that will impact your subconscious mind and change your life forever, even if you don't remember the trauma. Half of these initiations that you guys are so proud and able to do, and all those rites of passage in Africa, were traumatic. That's why you remember it was only up to set up the psyche. It didn't really bring you nowhere that you weren't already there. It only brought your mind in a place that it didn't believe it was there. It was to psych you out, the psyche. So for instance, let's just take Roots. These guys were already men. But they said, once we cut your dick off, your fatu, remember this scene, Kunta Kinte stepped up first, you'll be a man. So when they go through this trauma, psychologically, they're set up to start believing, because there's no real change from a man. Here, what states that you're a man? Age 18. You know, like I know, that ain't ready to be no man. It just lawfully says, we can throw you the fuck out the house. You get what I'm saying? Then, we can just say the next step that makes you a man when you're 21, because you can drink. You are no more responsible or less responsible at that age. This motherfucker's 40, still acting like 18 years old. You know that. So the trauma or the initiation or the rites of passage was to psychologically make you ready, prepared for your next step. To psychologically prepare you for your next step. But you just don't grow into your next step just because you're 18, 21. We know that here. So going through this system in a culture, and the culture is set up in a way where the people are pretty much uniform thinkers. So whatever initiation or rites of passage that they set up is actually going to be effective because they have a psychological profile being in that culture. So black people in America trying to mimic initiations, mimic rites of passages or certain rituals and procedures that were created by a group of people in a psychological profile much different from yours in an African life versus an American life can never work, because psychologically it may not have the same impact. And you're only trying to impact and change through trauma. So you hear these initiations, niggas laying on rocks for 3 days, and niggas standing in positions in darkness and all of this. If you don't fear it, or if it's not stunning enough for you in the context of your culture, it's not really doing nothing. And at the best part of the day, let's say it does everything it's supposed to do, it didn't bring nothing magically in you that you didn't have. It only set up your psyche to believe you are now magical. You ever see them niggas that do these Orisha rituals and they walk around with so much fucking pride? I'm a daughter of Oshun. I'm a priest of Ogun, and you can't touch me. Ain't do nothing. All you did was go through some fucking old Nigerian Yoruba ritual, and in your mind, you feel you have gone to another place. But even then, because you're not in the culture and you're not in any system, you're walking around here free-balling in America, that ritual only added to your ego. Because you can see, and anybody here can tell you, these Orisha motherfuckers walk around as if their doo-doo do not stink. Yahoo! Their doo-doo do not stink. And this is because everything they went through only fed their ego. It didn't even feed their heart. You get what I'm saying? It makes them feel better, and really you're not. And so anyone who's adept See, because at the end of the day, at the core, what you're doing, you're trying to follow a tradition that's not even yours. It's yours in terms of you're black and in the system of something you went through, but yours as a cultural figure, a social figure, is not. Therefore, it's not set up for you. Simple as that. It's not set up for you.